Hey everyone, Luke here, and yeah, it seems like we're moving into the main section of this arc of the first arc of the final saga of Witchwatch. So yeah, without further ado, let's just dive right into it. So this is chapter 232, titled Bone Crisis 1. Now, with a title like that, you know that by the end of all of this, that something is going to go down terribly for the heroes. Like, I've always assumed that this is probably going to be the point where they actually fail in the mission, and Nico is kidnapped to become the new Juru. I am like 99% sure that is going to happen. Like, given the title Bone Crisis, like, something is going to go wrong there. So anyway, without further ado, we start off the chapter where the boat that everyone is on is just sailing off, as we have all the warlocks gathered around in one place. You see the big muscular guy with them going like, "Oh, fantastic! This place is even fancier on the inside." As we actually do get his name, which is Maverick. One of the first time that we the new warlock that we've actually seen, like the first one that actually gets name dropped here. But yeah, he's really showing off his personality of just being like this big hulking guy, of just being like, oh, this is a lot fancier than ever, and everyone's just like, oh, come and sit down, as he continues on and says like, oh, the ship's as big as Texas, and we've got it all to ourselves. A fitting way for our grand fisher to kick off. That's for sure. As we see them all gathered together in a meeting, as Dory is speaking. It's like, well, it's not really a big deal, given that I was the one that paid for it, but I don't really care in that matter. But Maverick says to him, what a view, what a lineup! Look at us, a fightable warlock army ready to start an all-out battle, and everyone's just there like, do you have to be so loud, Maverick? So he's giving off his personality, being like the stereotypical like, I'm big, I'm muscular, so therefore I've got to shout it. I've got to shout everything to showcase just how big and muscular I really am. So it turns out that the one who's actually asking Maverick to calm down is the little witch that's with little warlock that's with them. She's just being like really prim and proper, and being like, I'm not here to listen to some dumb guy in a dumb mask lash out like a dumb, like, basically I'm not here for you to be an idiot. I'm here for a legitimate reason. Before she turns to Shikimia and asks like, can I really live in these land if I wanted to, like, once we take it over the world? And Shikimia's like, yeah, like, once we've taken over, like, I don't care, you just do whatever you want. As the warlock's like, oh, you've got a deal. Now I'm going to enjoy some quality time to myself. And we actually do get her name as well. We actually find out the names of all the warlocks that we're not familiar with in this chapter. So first we had Maverick, and now we get her name, which is Kimiko. Like, hey, pretty cool name. But yeah, they're saying like, no, it's not wise for you to like go off by yourself, considering the fact that we know that there's going to be something going on here, and we're probably going to have to fight Mori and Nico and them lots as they come along. So yeah, the ship is about to teleport right on schedule. If you're out on the decks, there's no telling where the warp will actually send you as well. Plus, like, for the fact that they probably are aware that they are going to be targeted, and they are going to have people coming after them, and they continue on saying, once they go on the bridge, then they'll be right at the rift. As Dory asks Kukuryu, like, yeah, I hear you're not feeling well, will that have an effect on the warp? And he responds like, nah, it's not my magical energy that I'll be using. Before we actually get to find out the final warlock that we don't know the name of, as Maverick says to him, like, hey, you're the quiet guy, aren't you? Like, what was your name again? Remind me. Like, Argo was it? So we have Kikiryu, Maverick, and Agro. Oh my god. That is too much on the nose, considering like what is actually going to happen here. Like, so he's the Mr. Quiet guy, and you're sitting there like not looking at anything. It's like you're a priest stuck in a I don't know if I can say that. I don't know if I can say this out loud, but suffice to say, it's something that a priest should not be doing. So he goes and says, "Oh, how about you loosen up some more and actually talk to us before Aggro is just there like." Just murmuring something, and then we have Maverick just being like, "Hey, let me break the ice. So, what's these horns like? Is it a bike helmet, or is it just wearing accessories?" Like, "Oh, you're funny." And then this is where we get the very definition of why Aggro is called Aggro, as he starts to get really annoyed that Maverick is saying, "I said I'll kill you, I said I'll kill you, you loud, stupid, like, learn what personal space is," and you just see, like, just the intense aura of anger on him, like, get it? Aggro, anger. Very on the nose there. But yeah, Maverick says like, "Oh, you've got a short fuse." It's like, "Hey, I was just trying to be friendly." Like he's backing up here, like doubling like, "Hey, I was just trying to be friendly. I wasn't trying to peeve you off or anything." Before Aggro says, we are not required to interact, and your attitude is far too loud. So no surprise, given your intelligence. We are bringing Lady Hirativitas back to life. Do you even comprehend the amount? Basically, even know like, do you even comprehend like the full scale of what we're actually trying to do here? We're trying to bring back our leader, our warlock, witches, and with like basically the source of all magic in this world to bring out a full-scale war on this world. So I don't think you do you do understand it, since you're just a musclehead moron. And yeah, Maverick is just there being like, "Yeah, you better watch your mouth, devil boy. It's not smart to go around picking fights when neither of us know what magic the other's got." So yeah, Maverick, he's not the sharpest tool in the shed, but he makes a good point here, like, and even he should follow his advice here, don't start picking fights when you don't know, like, the kind of magic anyone can even do at this point. Before we have Agro going on saying, "Don't talk to me, I do not like you, I do not like humanity as a whole, I wear this outfit because I want to be anything but human." Like, well, getting an idea of his character, like just a quiet one who really doesn't want to do anything, just want to be like basically would rather be anything other than a human right now. Before we have Kikirio going, "Oh, will you two seriously shut up? Can we not start fighting? Like before we've even set off with this mission?" And as they're continuing the fight and everything, like Kikiri's there just trying to break them up and everything, of just being like, "Hey, you two better calm down and everything, otherwise I'm gonna get really angry, everyone else is gonna get really angry, and we've got to be able to communicate with each other here. We've got to be able to actually have communications and actually be able to be like, hey, let's get along and let's try to work together in this situation." So as that's going on, we have Shikimia just sipping around his tea, and this is the part where I was like, okay, Kikirio, I kind of like getting along the lines of like, okay, maybe he isn't a traitor after all, because we see him actually trying to text Morihito as he even gets his bands like, "I have a few minutes left to text Morihito." But as he does this, like Shikimia's just there being like, you see him like just sipping his tea, and then he looks over at Kikirio and it's like, I wonder what he's doing. And then you legitimately see him use his abilities as the forest warlock. Yeah, I was trying to remember like what warlock he was. Like the forest witch to actually constrain Kikurio. It's just like, "Say, Kikurio, who was it that you were contacting here?" So this actually, like, in my opinion, pretty much confirms like, okay, Kikurio is not a backstabbing double cross of that I legitimately now believe like, okay, he is legitimately on Morihito's side here, because if this was the case, if he was just if he wasn't on Morihito's side, it was like double cross, why would Shikimia even need to attack him in this situation to kind of be like, what is it that you're trying to do here? So yeah, even Shikimia is trying to have his suspicions here. Like, he even legitimately says, "You haven't betrayed us, have you?" So yeah, that pretty much confirms like, no, this is Kikurio. All that time when he went to Morihito and explained everything, like, no, that was legitimate on his part. Like at this point, it's like, no, he really is legitimately being a double agent at this point. So yeah, well done that they actually got that confirmation out of here. Although, if this turns out to be like another double cross, like Shakima was playing along with him, like, yeah, this thing would be like, oh my god, like, I can't believe they actually fooled me here thinking that Kikurio was just being a double agent. Like, no, he's really still on the Warlock side. Like, if that actually happened, I'll be like, oh my god, like, this plot, like, this has gone in like so many different directions at this point. So as Shikimia grabs Kukurio's phone, he says, like, he looks at the text that's actually going as he sees a name called He told me more. He told me Mori, and this is the one that actually gets him like curious about, like, oh, this is a woman. But we know, like, from that, he told me Mori, like, yeah, that is more than likely a pseudonym for Morihito himself. But Kikurio plays it off like, oh, this is just a bar hostess. I text a stamp. It's just a pleasantry. I found a little hole in the wall. I enjoyed. I go down, and I figured I might as well spend my money before I die, before my cancer even takes me over. And yeah, we see Shikimia just like looking at the phone, thinking like, sounds a little bit like. It doesn't actually say anything, but you can tell from the look on his face, like, yeah, he is like catching on at this point. Like, this is like way too convenient. Like, Hiro Emote, like, he's probably like getting the clues in his head of like, oh no, this is obviously a ruse. He's obviously thinking about Morihito here. I can tell right from the fact that this name isn't really the most subtle pseudonym that they could have thought of here. But he goes and says, when Hirotafita returns, she may have a way to cure your condition. But as Shikimia walks away after saying that, we see Kikurio and Hibani looking at each other, like, Kikurio's like looking a little bit like downtrodden, and Hibani's like she's thinking like, wait, a bar hostess? Like, why would he be doing that? But I think Kikurio's probably more thinking like, you know what, I'm tired anyway, like, and it's probably best for me not to prolong the inevitable any longer. And yeah, I know all too well how this guy feels, considering it's nearly a year to the day that I lost my dad to cancer as well. And at that point, like, because this was we're on the 21st, so yeah, this would have been like his final week. It was the last week of January when my dad left us. So I'm just gonna quickly go back to actually look like year 2025. So yeah, this will and are we in the last week of 2026? So close to the last week. So like, so next week will be the last week of January. Yeah, it's literally this week when this review goes out. When I get this video out, this will be like next week. Like next week, the 30th will be a full year to the day my dad died. So at that point, my dad was at that point where he was like, I'm gonna go at any point now. Like, I'm a ticking time bomb, and this is probably what Kikurio is thinking right now. Like, I could get a cure for this, but then would it really be something I want? And would I much rather enjoy the life I have left, the little time I have left, once all this is said and done? So yeah, I can really feel for this guy. So we cut over to the group itself, that they just got the text message, and even though it's a stamp, it's a code word for like, hey, Shikima and his group are on the ship right now. We need to get this mission going as soon as possible. As Morihito says, if this works out, we'll steal the bone and everything will be over. Yeah. Saying that in a chapter called Bone Crisis Part 1, like, yeah, this is not gonna end well for anything. So as the ship starts to go under the bridge, we see the groups pairing off. So we have Nico and Morihito going to the top deck. We have Momochi and Khan going to the sports balcony. Nemu, Mirio, and Ban are going to Kukurio's stateroom, and Charmy and Keigo are going to the laundry room. So we see the boat legitimately go through the portal, like it gets teleported everywhere, and this is where like Nemu and Nico and potentially Charmy as well just be like, oh my god, we can feel it, like the Warlocks, there are 7 on board, like they are definitely here. So Morihito over the intercom is like, okay, can everyone hear me? We'll make no attempt to take the bone before it we'll make no attempt to take the bone before it splits. Everyone find cover, like hold your position and everything until the ritual is over. And as Kay was like, yeah, Roger, and everyone is like, yeah, Roger. So we have them also. We have also Momo and Charmy also reacted to the fact that the Warlocks here. Like, oh, they're moving. I think they're gathering in one location. It's at the very top, near the middle, the line of deck where the pool is. So basically, that's where everyone is gathering at this point. As Morihito says, like, oh, the pool that wide and open space. Then there must be ready to start the ritual while they're all together. In one spot. Will do absolutely nothing. So yeah, they're legitimately like, okay, we are going to get this ritual started ASAP before anything else happens and anybody has a chance to ruin our plan. So yeah, they're really like not holding back here. They're really not messing about. They really want to get this ritual done as soon as possible. And sure enough, legitimately, after they all say that, like, oh, they're all going to be in one place at this moment in time, they must be getting ready to start the ritual. Legitimately, next page, the ritual starts, where we have Shikimya splitting the bone up into the 7 pieces that it's going to be, as he hands them all out to the Warlocks. So yeah, they're all there, like, thinking like, oh my god, can't believe that went off without a hitch. Can't believe we've got that in place now. We return to the ports in the normal way. The rift is no use as an entrance to walk back. Well, since we're here, I'm enjoying our cruise. So they don't know that aren't hosting any events. So the restaurant isn't even open either. So yeah, as they're doing this, we see Morihito and Nico like sneak around, like, okay. So yeah, the ritual's gone off. Like the bones being split up. Like this was inevitably going to happen. So we might as well let it go away. And as this happens, we have Kikuyo being like just panting, like just really out of breath, so much that Shikimya asks him what's wrong, as he thought the transport wouldn't use his magical energy. So Kikuyo reckons like, oh no, it seems I still needed to use some of it to work. So it's been leaving me rather drained. Like I'm completely exhausted at this point. So yeah, Morihito says like, oh, Mr. Kikuyo used his own energy to transport us. So yeah, this is like what happened. Like why he's so out of breath, because he used his ability to transport all the group here to where the ritual was actually happening. So he's going to go and he's going to go to his room and rest, which means he's obviously going to run into who was it again? He's going to run into Nemu, Miryu, and Ban, and try to figure out like what the next part of their plans are going to be. As we have Maverick saying like, okay, so from here on out it's free time. Who wants to join me for some drinks? And yeah, Dory and Kikuyo are like, I can't have a drop of that stuff, so I'm gonna hang out with my manager. As Mohit's like, okay, team, like probably acting like all secret agent style, like, okay, team, this is Mohito. The ritual's finished. The Warlocks are separating. Witches, pay attention to your alerts. Follow them and track the Warlocks. Like, just, but most important of all, let's just not let anybody come out of this unalive. We've all come back from this mission alive. As we see Shikimya go into the restaurant area, as Morihito's using the undetected score and saying the mission begins now, and this is where the chapter ends. So yeah, really quick, straightforward chapter we got here. And it was pretty great that we actually got to find out more about the new Warlocks that were introduced. That Agro, Maverick, and Kikuyo got to realise, like, oh, what their personalities are. Like Maverick being the stoic, like masculine Warlock type. Agro being like the calm, quiet, but if you piss him off, he gets really angry type. And then we have Kikiryu, who I guess it's like the fame, like, oh, look at me, I'm so beautiful type warlock. And like I said, I like that we potentially got confirmation, like, oh no, Kikurio hasn't been double crossing Morihito's group. Like, no, he's legitimately gone to the other side for his and Hibana's credit. Now, question is, again, like I said, who is going to challenge who at this point? Like, obviously, we've got Kikurio going back to his room where he's going to meet Nemu, Mirio, and Ban's team. Like I said, Keigo and Charmy obviously going to track down Dory because Charmy and Dory have the biggest connection of all of them there. Kana and Momo, like, I don't know. Kikurio, I could definitely see them going up against them. So that really leaves like Shikimiya, Mori. So really, like, unless like some of the group gets separated here, because there's 4 groups and there's like 7 warlocks here. So there's unless like the other groups are gonna have to fight the 3 warlocks that were already that we are not acquainted with. So like maybe like Keigo and Charmy have to fight Maverick, and Ban, Mirio, and Nemu have to fight Agro, and then that leaves Momo and Khan to fight Kikirito. Like, unless something like that happens, I don't know how this is all gonna play out. Like, obviously it's gonna play out in a way that it's gonna go in the Warlocks' favor. Like, the Warlocks, I expect to win, because we're not gonna like have like, oh yeah, this is part 3, Witches and Warlocks, and it ends in like less than 50 chapters. No, seriously, this part, I like I said, have to at least go to 100 chapters, minimum 100 chapters for part 3, because part 1 and 2 had over 100 chapters. Part 3 deserves to have over 100 chapters, or at the very least, like, minimum 100 chapters. That's the minimum I'm requiring here. And like I said, the fact that we're barely into part 3 at this point, like, we've only just got like the big series, the first major series arc of part 3 getting going. Like, there's going to be more than one series arc in this part. So whether how this mission is going to go, whether it really is going to go to the Warlocks, or maybe the Witches are going to get an upper hand over the Warlocks, or maybe it's going to go half and half, like both of them get one hand upon the other, but the Warlocks come out on top. So this is something we'll just have to wait and see. But anyway, guys, what did you think of this chapter? Let me know. Like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. And this will be Lasherluke signing off. Later, guys.